We were late earlier because we got a call at the end of the day saying, hey, we have a gig tomorrow in Austin at 9 a.m. Can you get someone there? It's 5:15. And they're like, well, we have class, so we had to stay a little bit late to make stuff happen. So even though it's Austin, you think it's a huge, huge city, we called our top people and they're busy. They're all busy. So like, oh, you got thousands of reporters. Well, if they're all working during the prime hours, you know, there's not enough people at jobs overlap because there's more than one law firm, I promise you. So our story here is called A Day in the Life of a Freelance Firm. So I'm going to walk you through our day because you might be curious, like, oh, it's nice to know that, yes, we want you, we pay you, but we do a lot of other stuff too. So I'm going to walk you through that. And Katie will please interject. She does a lot more of the detail-oriented stuff in production. She's getting better at scheduling than me, so she might have some better tips than I do.
And I just want to say real quick, the job that was tomorrow, it actually wasn't a deposition, which is mainly what we schedule. It was the Texas Medical Board is meeting tomorrow morning in Austin, and they wanted a reporter there to cover the whole meeting.
Yeah.
And excuse me, but before y'all continue, we do have a freelance court reporter here, Geneva.
Yes.
Yes.
So she is a freelance court reporter. So when you're talking about freelance reporter, she's here to help y'all with your presentation. When you're
available tomorrow.
And I talked to and I called Geneva.
Saying, thank you, someone.
I got your email.
We've spoken to Geneva many a time. She's hard to get a hold of. All right, so 8:30. We have our morning meetings. We've discussed the urgent topics, what's covered, what's not covered. Yes, of course, we want to cover jobs as reporters, interpreters, videographers, conference rooms, so we don't just get you guys there. There might be an interpreter there. Those are a lot of fun. They're kind of slow for the interpreter. I feel a little bit bad for you because the witness will talk, the interpreter will translate into Spanish, and then it's just back and forth, the interpreter types and waits and types. It's kind of fun and interesting. And we have videographers there, so whatever the attorney needs. So keep in mind, this is a big industry. You're one piece of a big, big picture of something that's going on because they're going to law. So there's a big picture that you're helping record in terms of the history of it.
And one little thing that I want you guys to remember, I was actually just communicating with a reporter down in the valley, and she actually has a preferred list of interpreters she works with, because how good that interpreter is depends on how well that deposition is going to go and how long it's going to take and how easy it is for the reporter to be able to transcribe or to type it all up and then later go in and produce that transcript.
Right.
So if you find interpreters that you like to work with, let the firms know, because we would love to do everything we can to make the job as easy as possible for you.
Absolutely.
And then there's interpreters that the attorneys will object to and say they're not interpreting correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, we're putting pieces of a puzzle together, and if people don't like certain pieces, it makes it a little hard, but that's our job, to put everything together so the job gets done. A thing that's not covered, because it's important that you type fast, it's important that you have great technology, you want to get the light speed, the no speed, whatever speed you're going to get, is we need your transcript. So you're typing so fast, I'm so happy you're typing 500 words a minute, but if you don't get us our transcript, there's no point. You got to create the product so you can get it to the client because they need it for that lawsuit, for that when they go to court. They need the transcript to show the jury. And if we do all this typing and it's not edited and it's not finished, then we got nothing. So it just stops there. So even the best and the fastest court reporters we've worked with, they don't get in the transcript because they're booking so many jobs because they're typing so fast, but they don't get their product and follow through. That hurts, and that could hurt your, I'm sure Geneva can testify, it can hurt your certification, so that doesn't look good. So please just take your time, as Matt was talking about, just take your time, get a rhythm, understand your workload, and then turn in the transcript, and then we'll work together that way. Okay, cool. So that's the high point. I didn't show you anything else. And some other fun things you may not know is we talk about our relationships with other firms. So we are one firm, but we actually, it's the weirdest thing, because I came from insurance and financial background, and we're enemies with other agencies, but in court reporting, we're all friends. Like, we all talk and say, hey, I need help here, I need help there. So we talk about other firms that we're working with or not working with, depending on the situations. And so, of course, cover other issues, anything like that. All right, so that's just the meeting, right? So 9 a.m. comes, we hit the phones, we confirm jobs for the next 2 days. And so what that means is we've called Geneva, she's taking care of our 9 a.m. Austin job, And so we call Geneva, hey, are you still good to cover this job? And so we've had situations where we call a reporter and they say, oh, no, I can't cover it anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so like, we don't have a reporter. And so then the whole team, we essentially get on the phones and we try to get someone to cover it. But we want to make sure we got at least the next 2 days. We used to have just 1 day advance, but 24 hours wasn't enough time. We found out the hard way multiple times. So like we said, turn to your product, but also when you set a date, make sure you stick to it, because we talk, the firms talk. And so it's a small community. And I think I told Mary, or someone said, oh yeah, so-and-so's retiring. And she's like, oh, you mean this person? I'm like, how did you know? Like, you weren't even in the room. So everyone knows each other. So make sure you do your work, you do it right, you follow through, and you stick to your jobs, because your name is everything in this industry. Any thoughts?
It just can be so hard to book reporters last minute because there are so few reporters. Like, everybody is booked out. We're booking out to January. I booked out to February a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So I mean, there's so many jobs that are needed out there, just in the freelance realm. We've seen how many different places you can be a reporter. Just in the freelance, there's so many jobs that need to be booked.
Absolutely. All right. So we're going to jump ahead. So it's about 12:30. That's where I do a little bit more of the marketing side. So I'll go out and visit law firms. So something that you don't see on our side is we go generate the business, so that way you guys have jobs to help cover. So I'll walk in with a tray of cookies or a tray of sandwiches or whatever it might be, and meet the paralegals, the legal secretaries, the attorneys, the owners, whoever it might be, and say, hey, you know, the judicial services, we'd love for you to give us a shot. We do court reporting, videography, interpreting, the works. And they say, okay, yeah, here's a notice. And then once we get the notice, then, like, I've gotten one on the spot. I showed up, she says, hey, do you cover Arkansas? I was like, sure. And so Cove, Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, and we had to find a court reporter out there. So just on the spot, we got to find jobs and create those opportunities, so that way you guys can have jobs to cover.
Also, if you're building relationships with attorneys, those attorneys can request you to cover their depositions. We recently did one in El Paso, and they said, we want this reporter.
Right.
It was Ginger Zachary.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know her, but she does the Jumbotron out there. She's got all these amazing things with her. But she was the first one we called, and we were able to book her for it, and that meant so much to our clients that we were able to do that for them. So if you build those relationships with attorneys, you can have them requesting you or even just calling you saying, hey, please come cover this for us.
Yeah, so the job isn't just the typing. You got to make sure you're still talking to people and building those relationships. So that's going to carry you farther. Because the attorney says, no, I want Mary, then we have to listen to the attorney, because they're paying the bill. All right, about 2:30, I'm also the in-house videographer, so sometimes I may be out all day just videoing depositions alongside of the court reporter, and I video it, I come back, I do the editing, the audio, and we produce the USBs. That takes a lot longer than you think, so that takes a few hours. Fast forward. 3:30, this is production, this is more of Katie's ballpark, but she's doing this behind the scenes, because I'm out marketing and stuff like that. She's helping produce in the background, so this is probably more your expertise.
So once we get the transcripts from the reporters, we are checking it in, we're making sure we have all the turn-in documents, we have to know if other attorneys are ordering, we need to know how many copies people want. We create a read-in sign, which is where the opposing attorney will have 20 days where they get to read over the transcript with their client, and then they can file an errata page, which is where they mark any changes that they see something in the deposition, in the transcript that's not right. So they submit that to us. They have 20 days to do that. So in the check-in and incoming, we're making sure we have all the information we need to be able to produce the correct transcript and then file it with the court. Uploads, that's where we take the transcripts that we've already put together, and then we send it to our clients in our online repository. Invoicing, we get paid for what we do.
Right.
The binding, we actually print everything out, make it look nice and pretty. We produce a regular looking one, then we do one that's condensed where it has 4 pages. The attorneys really like that because they can see 4 pages at once while they're in court. And then we produce a court copy that we actually, what is it called? We seal it.
That's the word.
And then we send that too, and that's what they take to court. If there's like any holes in it, it can hurt the case. And then review and delivery, we just make sure everything's good to go before we send it out. And then after the 20-day review, if the read and sign wasn't waived, then we go ahead and e-file it with the court, and that's pretty much where our production steps end. But
We get the questions at the end.
yeah.
All right, yeah.
So yeah, we try to get all of this done within 48 hours
Yeah.
of of us receiving that transcript.
And guys, just to give you an idea, like check-in and incoming, because I was more in production when I first started, that took me like an hour and a half to 2 hours for one transcript. So if you're waiting like 10 days is the deadline, you're waiting like 2 or 3 weeks to turn it in, like that's causing more issues on us. And so we will notate like, okay, this reporter is really late on her turn-in jobs, and so we'll work with her, but we just gotta give her advance notice. So it makes it hard on the firm. So like you said, get the transcript in and get it in as soon as you can. I think a reporter told me, you sit down, you do the job, you go home, you sit down, you edit, and then you get it and you do it all over again. So it's just the discipline, just the habits you got to develop, because we work as hard as we can. Katie's so fast, but she can only do so many transcripts at one time. So please get it in.
And the attorneys don't understand. Them and their paralegals, they don't understand how much work you as a court reporter are doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so blessed to be able to be a part of this and like really get that understanding, and so I'm able to explain, we have attorneys that are like, we want that within 10 days of the deposition. And so we're like, okay, well then we have to ask our reporters to work double time and do those rushes so that we can get it in time to make sure we get it to the client in time as well. So it can be a very intense process. So being able to finish out one job at a time really quickly will go a long ways in getting attorneys to really trust you and want you.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, about 4:30, this is where I may pull away. We have some time just to say, okay, what's working, what's not working, what can we cut out of the process? So we do take some time to make sure we're getting faster and just innovating the process to help out the team. So there's more to it, but those are the high level stuff. So questions?
2 questions for you.
Yeah.
First one, do you have an in-house binding
Production.
so you don't
Yes.
send it to Kinko's or any other place?
No, we do that all ourselves.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Second question, what is a realistic turnaround time for a job?
Good question.
From the time we receive it, or from the time of the deposition?
From the time of the deposition?
Right now, because of our past experience, we're asking to get the transcript by the 10 days after the deposition, and then our goal is to have it to the client within 48 hours.
So 10 calendar days. So 10 calendars,
calendar
not
days.
10 business days. That's a big difference. That's 2 weeks is 10 business days. 10 calendars a day is today, then 10 more days. So that sounds like a lot. It does, but Geneva, we don't want to take her thunder, is that when you got a job and you got a transcript, you got a job, got a transcript, and they start stacking up. So make sure you can only take what you handle at first until you get comfortable with it.
What would be something that a person could handle freelance?
It's up to you. I mean, like, I have, 3 kids at home, so I wouldn't want to get bogged down with too many jobs that I knew I couldn't work on at a time. So I would take maybe 2 a week, and then, spend some 3 days at home working on them. Or maybe even, something I got to the point where I was, but they're always calling, so they're calling desperate. I mean, your friends are calling desperate to get you to cover a job, and these are people that you know and that you've worked with, and so you want to help out. And so sometimes you get, bogged down with 5 depots sitting on your desk, or, or 6, or, and then you just have to spend some time and just say no to taking them and get them out, because then they're calling that they need them, so it's hard to kind of balance it, but
It's much better for reporters to tell us, I have too much going on, I can't handle it right now, than to commit to it and not be able to follow through just because of the workload.
Yeah.
Because that shows us, and then we'll say, okay, well, when do you think you can handle it? We won't call you until then, because we don't want to bother our reporters. We want them to know how much we love them and appreciate them, because it's
well, they don't
hard
really,
work.
call. Sometimes they do, but my thing is right now it's emails. We're just sending out like blast emails from the firm, like, can anyone help with the 10 o'clock tomorrow? Can anyone desperate, we're looking for someone desperately, they just called in for a 10 o'clock tomorrow or something.
I think, like Katie said, communicate a time frame. So like, just saying, no, I'm too busy, well, what does that mean? And so like, okay, I'll call you in an hour. I don't know what that means. So we've had people say, call me October 1st. Like, that's very clear. And like, okay, God, we can do that. We'll mark it, we put it on our calendar. Everyone knows we're not going to touch it until October 1st. But October 1st comes, get ready, because we're going to call you.
So, can the stenographer or court reporter outsource the cleanup part of the transcript? Is that something that happens?
Yeah, it's called a scopist.
Yeah.
It's someone that you can, have, that's what they do. You send them your transcript, they clean it up for you.
They have, I guess, the audio recording maybe of it? Or?
And you can go back and proofread it once you get it back from them and finalize it. And that helps a lot. Most reporters have scopists. Some have 2 or 3 scopists, so
Yeah.
they're really busy.
Is that just as much in demand as court reporter?
Probably.
Yeah.
They're out there. There's,
So
yeah,
like
they're looking for
if-
work too.
I'm gonna say, for example, if I have students, I'm trying to teach my high school students the machine, but if I have some that just don't take to it, but they're really interested in legal, they're interested in the whole process.
Yeah, that's great. Yes.
Learn steno and everything.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To be able to-
Or they could proofread. Proofread's another thing that we need. Proofreaders.
So, I wanted to know about how much the firm is paying the court reporter. Is it hourly, is it per job, and then does the court reporter get extra for each transcript that's made copies? Can you tell me, Lenny?
Yeah, definitely. I can get you high level. Katie might be a little more details. And just to give you an idea, guys, it's a range for all reporters based off of experience. We want to make sure we pay you what you're worth. We love Matt, but we're not going to pay him the same rate as we would for Mary Berry, the expert, because she probably writes so fast. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just certain reporters just based off of experience. And if they're willing to travel, that's a big one for us. Like San Antonio people would call Geneva. Like if you drive to Austin, like okay, well there's a travel fee. So there's different little fees that go along with each job. So no two jobs the same. That's what I'm trying to say. So we can pay. I've seen the range of page rate go from $3 to $5. Just kind of give you an idea there. Like okay, that doesn't sound like much. Well, if you do a 500-page job, or if you do a 100-page job, your paycheck can range there. Once again, each job is different. So it's like a box of chocolates when you get a job. We can't promise you how much you
Expedited, if
get.
they want it in a hurry, that's
Yeah.
a little bit extra you can charge. If it's a technical testimony of the doctor or an expert witness, that's more.
Interpreted.
And then if you travel, you get paid for travel time and for mileage. And then, you just get, every job is just different.
Yeah.
And you do get commission based off the copies that you sell. So if you go and right now only the client is buying, and you go in and you get the opposing counsel to buy a copy of that, you get commission off of that copy.
So what is the range per hour, per job?
It's not hourly. From what we see, it's per page. So your actual product that you're producing. So if I go to McDonald's, I buy 10 Big Macs, I'm going to pay for those 10 Big Macs. I'm not going to pay you for the hour. I'm going to pay you for the actual product.
Yeah, that's one thing that's kind of, bad about it is when you're scheduled for a depot, you could be there for 10 minutes or you could be there for 5 hours.
Right.
You just never know how long a deposition is going to take. They can, even if they give you an estimate, you just never know.
So the person driving to Austin might only do 10 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that one's from 9 to 12, actually. So they're going to do 3 hours for sure. So we can kind of
There's a minimum that most firms charge for your
Yeah.
time or your transcript.
like I said, they're all a little bit different.
But you can set your rates. The first question we ask new reporters that are
Right.
freelancing with us, they'll say, "What are your rates?" And we say, "Well, what are your rates?" Because a lot of reporters will set their own rates, and you guys know how much you're worth. So
Yeah.
ask for what you're worth, because if
Yeah.
you're worth a lot, we're going to use you.
So do research too.
And nowadays, since people are desperately looking for reporters, there's incentives that they're offering, like, we'll pay an extra $200 for someone to take this job tomorrow for us, or to travel to Corpus or something, So it's nice. It's busy right now, very busy.
And one thing to add to that, the better percentage writer you are, the less time you actually have to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Better
You
writer
actually
you
say-
are.
Fast you go through it. So you
On your
spend
machine.
Hours and hours and hours going through something that's long.
Yeah.
But if it's real clean, just go right through it.
Oh. Okay. Yes.
Do y'all have reporters that y'all have just that work for your firm?
Not at this
Not
time.
yet.
That's something that we are working on. We're trying to come up with proposals of what we can offer reporters. That's something we would really like to have.
Yeah. So we're developing our own. We have Amanda McDaniels. She's in court reporting school, and then we'll be starting in January. But yeah, we're talking to reporters to say, hey, will you guys work with us? Because we understand freelancing. It's beautiful because it's flexible, right? You get to live your life and go travel, go to school, and or see your kids at school. So we get that. So we don't want to take that away. So we have different ideas to make sure they keep that freelance flexibility. At the same time, we are compensating you accordingly.
There are firms where they have employed reporters and to keep them mainly working for and they get some kind of benefits from them or something.
Mhm.
But that's
Absolutely.
rare. Because everyone, it's freelance. You get calls and you can work for anyone if any firm you want, really.
Yeah, what we just want is for you to take our jobs before you take their jobs.
Yes.
But there's some older firms here in town, like that. The people are just loyal to them because they've worked for them for so long too.
Yes.
How did you become a videographer?
Good question. I was voluntold.
He was voluntold to be here too after I told him.
So, I'm sorry,
Thoughts
so
about it.
Judicial Services, we're a family-based business. We started out of my dad's living room. I was probably 5 years old when I first saw it happen. Yeah, so there's this guy working at a desk, and I'm like, oh, who's this guy? And so I go to him and I ask him if I can go outside and play, and I didn't realize he was our first employee. And so he was my employee slash babysitter. And so since then we have about 50 employees. So we do records and court reporting. So long story short, as I kind of prodigal son, did my own thing for a while, and I joined on this year. And so they needed me wherever they needed me. So I'm doing videography, court reporting, and records and all that. So marketing.
Videographers have reputations too, because there are some out there that like fall asleep during. You can hear you actually heard one back there snoring a couple of times.
Yeah.
And they can get certified through the national become.
Certified. Are
Yeah.
you certified? And how
They
do
can
you
get certified.
Good question. I'm sure I did the paperwork. I'm just show up and I film it. I filled out paperwork. I can't tell you the ins and outs of videography yet, but I'm still figuring it out.
So I've been looking into that too for my students.
Yeah.
There's some courses you can take, but it's like $400
Yeah.
just to sit for the certification.
For sure.
And so I was just curious to see if you've gone through that yet.
No, not yet.
And some attorneys will actually just put up their phone or put up a little video camera and videotape their own depositions.
Yeah, and like you said, attorney preference. Like some interpreters, we have interpreters. She's taken almost all of our jobs, but she's not certified. And yet we trust her, with her own children. I mean, she is so good. And one attorney is like, I only want a certified interpreter. Well, then we can't use her. So it depends on the attorney. Like I said, that relationship is the big thing. Build the relationship. Build the relationship. Type fast. Build a relationship.
As a reporter, don't ever answer your phone during a deposition.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
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 We've had attorneys say, I never want to work with this reporter again.
Right. Yeah. So please keep it. Yes, professionality. So showing up. Thank you for saying it, Katie. Yeah, because we've lost major clients because our reporter was late. We've lost major clients. When I see major clients, I mean we lost lots and lots of money, which hurts our employees, which pay their families. So you showing up 30 minutes early may seem like a hassle, but it's protecting our families and our company. So
that's the norm, actually, to be there at least 30 minutes early to set up and make sure that you are, there's no problems with your equipment, everything, you're ready to go, when everyone gets there.
Absolutely.
So do you have like backups in case your machine does not work when you get there and set up? Do you do
I don't
that?
carry a backup machine with me, no.
Most of the time?
Kind of, if there is trouble with it, then you can kind of mess with it, and I've never had it not work during the demo.
Because I've seen.
Y'all probably have somebody's backup machine right now.
I've seen reporters, they will have a little recording device. So worst case scenario, you just gotta listen to it again. That's what I've seen.
In case you get something you have.
So you just pretend to type, but you're
Yeah.
recording.
You can. That is an
And
option.
I was like,
if you
send
want.
me with my room machine. I'll pretend like I'm recording it. I'll just record it.
Did you have more?
But then you never know when they might ask for a read back too, so then you have to be.
Right.
I didn't get that.
Right.
I'm gonna listen back.
Right. Okay.
Are there any more questions? Now, the majority of y'all will be freelance court reporters. I had a question. So,
Yes, ma'am.
since y'all have been in the business
Yes.
for 5 years old, since you've been
Yeah,
exposed,
absolutely.
kind of, why did y'all decide to join this A to Z program and learn about the alphabet? And what made you want to follow a career path in court reporting?
Yeah, I think for me, it's about empathy, putting yourself in their shoes. Because I think, like Katie said, the attorney says, I want it now. Like attorneys just say, if I want it now, I'm going to get it now. Well, there's a 200-page transcript, and I still have like 4 or more hours of editing. I can't give it to you now. So if I don't understand that, I can't, like I said, build that relationship with the reporters and say, okay, I can fight for you. I understand your workload. I know what you've been through. I know that the attorney had big words. That was like 4 or 5 strokes on that word. So I can relate, and I can help build that community. Because like I said, if you're not part of the community, you're missing out on the big picture of that. So I think that was a big thing, is trying to jump deep into deep water and understand this whole thing. So that was for me.
Honestly, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what a court reporter was. I didn't know any of that until I started working for this company, and I met Amanda. She was my supervisor, and she started telling me about how she she's going to be leaving soon and how she was going to go to court reporting school because she saw this huge need. And so I started talking to her about it. And then I was like, well, I'm kind of interested. So she got them to transfer me really early on over into the court reporting department. And I just fell in love. And I just kept learning more and more. And I was like, there is a huge need for it. And this is really exciting. And I could, help the company out as well. And then I also am just looking for, I'm going through a divorce. I have 2 kids. So I'm also looking at what can I do to really provide for my family now that I'm a single mom. And the more I've learned about it, the more that's my main motivation. I've never felt so motivated for something as I do to do court reporting. And then I've been playing the piano since I was 7. So as I've been typing away on this machine, I just feel like it's coming so naturally. And I feel like everything about my life has directed me here, and this is what I'm meant to do.
Awesome.
So that's why I'm here.
Great, that's awesome. And Geneva, freelancing is probably at least maybe 80% court reporters, especially those coming right out of school, are going to go into your field freelancing. Okay, so which you've been doing for a long time.
Yeah, I have a reporter friend in Dallas who owns a firm. And when I told her, Christina, my daughter was taking this, she was so excited for her, just because it's so busy and she knows, what the market is and just the potential out there for her. So, but I was a single mom for years, and I enjoyed going to all their field trips, all the school functions, and it's hard sometimes to balance home life. The kids the kids are home. It's hard to work, so you have to really balance. You have to kind of be really disciplined when it comes to working at home, because once the kids are there, there's really no working at home anymore. So, and maybe until they go to sleep at night, but then you're,
You gotta sleep.
Yes. So just because, you're working at home, it's still tough. It's still work, and it's still, you have to put in a lot of time behind the computer. And he had a good point. The better you can write the job, the less time you have to spend on the computer. So that is a good point.
Are there any more questions?
Yes. So, besides using the steno,
That's the first part of the process.
so when you transcribe, you're on
The computer.
Oh, he does.
Yes.
When I go to a deposition, y'all know what a deposition is? Y'all seen, yeah.
Because we really haven't covered that. Transfer, we haven't really covered
Right.
that. In A to Z program.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So they
Finding
might-
a seed.
Yeah, so they might not actually know what that word means, transfer.
Yeah.
Deposition. We haven't really covered that.
Everyone has seen, I'm sure, like on TV.
Just from Law and Order.
Yeah, Law and Order.
The
I like
videos,
her.
like
I like her
OJ,
one.
Okay.
He's a
OJ
good
sitting there in
student.
front of the camera, he was having his depo taken. That was a
Right.
deposition. And it's just, that one went on for days, I think, But, you just never know. And that's just the first part of it. Then you have to go and make a written transcript out of everything that was said there. Well, when you're writing it on your computer, on your machine, it's coming out to your computer. So I'm sitting there and I'm writing to my computer. And when I have to read back or something, or if I have a break, I can clean it up as I'm going along.
Yeah.
But that's still just the first part of it. Then you have to go home and really make it into a clean, send it to it has to be proofread, it has to be edited and then proofread and then, certified. And then that's when you get a certified transcript. And that's what we send in to them.
So
for them
who
to produce.
certifies it? You guys certify
The
it? or you
reporter.
certify it?
Yeah, we have our signature that we certify, because we're the certified, court reporters. So, even if someone doesn't, they say they just want to videotape it. If they ever want a transcript of it, they end up having to send it to a reporter to get a certified record.
She's right.
You said earlier, I think you may have done 2 or 3 jobs a week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that sufficient? Not to be supported, but enough to be able to just provide for your family and keep
Oh yes, yes. It's good. The pay is good.
This is a great field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Thank y'all so much. Really appreciate y'all. Geneva and James and Katie.
And it's amazing the stuff you get to hear out there.
can't make it up.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yes. So, there's so much to teach you about court reporting, about this field. And so we are like really basic. We're A to Z. Okay? It's just the alphabet. But once you learn your machine and you do it well, the doors open, the money, there's huge just possibilities for you. You can work a little bit or a lot, like I told you at the very beginning. And it's all about how much time you put into it. So this is like at the beginning. If you can start right here in this program, discipline, practice, if you can just learn those things now, you can move at whatever speed, however much time you put into it, you can move at whatever speed you want to be. But it starts with dedication and hard work. And you know what? When you become a court reporter, that doesn't stop. Because the more dedicated you are, the better your notes are, the more money you're going to make. Okay? So it never ends. This type of discipline will never end. Okay? The practicing, perfecting your notes, that never ends. Ever. No matter how good a writer you are, it'll never end. Okay?
Like she has to do daily copy sometimes in court. And that's at the end of the day. They want the transcript.
Yeah.
Or the next morning or something.
Yes. Okay.
How many
Yes.
cases do you hear in a day?
Well, it's a courtroom. You can hear one day. Our daily copy case was for 4 months. Okay, it wasn't the only case we had, but it took us 4 months to try. So you don't really know how long a case can be. We can hear 8 cases in one day, 8 different cases. We can hear one.
Our trial can last a
Oh,
month.
yeah, a trial can last weeks, or it can last 2 days, or 1 day. Some trials can be done in 1 day. Pick a jury, do the whole thing in 1 day. Some trials can't. So, that doesn't, I have a different, I work at a courtroom, totally different than what you heard today. What you heard today was freelance, and that was a freelance firm, okay? So that's totally different type of reporting, work-wise. It's all about a page for freelance court reporters.
So when do you clean up your transcripts?
Most of my transcripts are done in the evening. It depends. It depends on your court. If you have a busy court, you're going to have to work on your lunch. Because if you're in the courtroom, guess what? You can't be editing. Okay? So if you're writing on your machine, you're just getting more pages out. And so you have to, we talked about Scopus. At one time in my world, I had 2 Scopus and 3 proofers. Okay? You pay them. I hired them. And note reading that you were talking about, excellent. A lot of people that do not, they learn theory, but they don't follow through to be a court reporter. My very first Scopus was a student, a court reporter that was almost finished and dropped out of school for what are her reasons. And she was my Scopus. She could read my notes. This was before the days of computers, and that we had actual just paper notes. She could read my notes, okay? So that is always, anybody that you send to learn theory is a great skill. Just great, because they can read your notes. Are there any other questions? And I could talk to y'all forever, but we're in class now. So
I just want to say one thing.
Okay, go ahead, Lindsay.
So those little stickies that y'all are using?
Yes.
I use those almost on a daily basis for the trials that I'm in because, like I said, different names, different whatever, different briefs that I'll create. So it's kind of a good idea to start using them now. And I use them almost every single day. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I'll create just briefs just for this job. Just for this job. Just with the names, with the particular place. Something that they're saying over and over and over and over. So.
That's a good idea. And so just remember to bring your Post-its. Do that. Just start practicing. And so you're going to move on to court reporting school. Get in that mode. Okay, and that's what you would do. And before I forget, I want to thank y'all for the birthday cake, Tanya. All of you, birthday cards.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh, I just want to thank you because we're going to get busy and I'm going to forget to thank you. And I do not want to do that. I want to thank each and every one of you for making my day special. Just being in this program and wanting to learn more about court reporting, that's all dear to us. So, okay, so let's learn the do, okay? And I don't even know why they have do here, but they do. Oh, that doesn't even sound good, does it? Okay, because we have not learned the oo sound,
We haven't
okay?
learned a V, and there is no V, so we can't.
Okay.
They're just comparing the sounds.
Okay, so I'm just, these are just sounds, okay? So I'm just gonna read them because you haven't learned any of this, but that's do, but you're fixing to learn the oo, okay? That's do, dove, front, glove, love, move, prove, son, to, ton, who, whom, word, work, worse, world, one. There are just a ton of, the O has so many different sounds, okay? There's a oo, a oi, a ah, and a o, okay? A lot of different sounds for our O. So now they're gonna put these together, and they actually haven't taught you, did I just miss it? But the A-O, the oo sound?
No.
Did I just miss that?
No. This is it.
Okay, okay.
It's a crash course.
Yeah, this is a crash course like all night tonight is. Okay, now when you have the A and the O, you know, on your keyboard, the A and O, okay, when you see that, that's oo, like boot. You can write B-A-O, boot. Another word, like too many. Like too many. So it's both, your thumb is going to be on the A and the O at the same time. Okay, and that is a oo sound. And so right here, and we're also learning the oi, like boy. Okay, and that's the O and the I. Okay, it's the O with your left thumb and the I with your right thumb. EU. Okay, together that's a boy. Boy. Together that's oi. If you put a B, it's boy. If you put a T, it's toy. Okay. So, this, and you have to be so perfect when you write this because all of your thumbs are close together, okay? So this is where your practicing is going to be key, okay? So, let's they call them diphthongs. Let's practice the diphthongs and the vowels together here. So, A-O together, that sound now is oo, okay? So, here we go. Ah, 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 home position. Oi, oi, oi. Home position. O, 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 home position. Oo, 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 home position. Ah, 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 home position. Oi, 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 home position. O, 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 home position. Oo, 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 home position. Ah, 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 home position. Oi, 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 home position. O, 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 home position. Oo, 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 home position. How'd y'all do? Okay. Just look at your notes, okay? Because it's really important on the O's when you just do not hit one of those letters. It just makes a huge difference. Yes?
O-I, which one, what key is that, Mister?
The O-I? Yeah. Right there? The O-I? Okay, that's the O and the I. You know, the I is EU, remember? Yes. Because we will never, in court reporting, we're never going to say EU. Ever. Ever. We will never say EU. Why? Well, because that's a vowel. You cannot see EU as EU. You have to recognize it as a vowel. A-O-E-U-I. So in court reporting, you will never learn the EU as just EU. It's I. Always. Because that is your vowel. Okay? Since you only have 4 down there. So yes, Carla, back to you. It's the O and the I. So it's everything but the A. Okay? Alright. So let's do like words now. Okay? I'm going to do them letter at a time, and I'm just going to only do them twice. Okay? Here we go. B, oi, L, boil. Boil. B, oi, boy.
Is that good? The oi or the O-Y?
Boy. Oi,
Okay.
boy. Okay? K, oi, L, coil. Coil. K, oi, N, coin. Coin. Oi, L, oil. Oil. F, oi, L, foil. Foil. J, O, N, join. Join. L, O, N, loin. Loin. J, O, N, join. Join. L, O, N, loin. Loin. Okay, I just repeated that because I said O instead of oi. Okay, for join. Okay, now they're going to show you the oo. Okay, so I don't know why they had it earlier. Maybe they were just introducing it like love. Okay, so here's the examples of the oo sound. Okay, it's the AO together, and it's oo. Okay, here we go. B, oo, boo, boo. B, oo, K, book, book. B, oo, M, boom, boom. B, L, oo, D, blood, blood. F, oo, D, food, food. F, L, oo, D, flood, flood. H, oo, D, hood, hood. G, oo, goo, goo, goo. L, oo, M, loom, loom. M, oo, D, mood, mood. Now the theory rule up ahead, there's a theory rule here. When you write the AO for words with the double O in English, no matter how they are pronounced, such as good, lore, and mood, you will always use the AO, okay? So I'm not sure, since I've never taught this particular program, if they want me to make a distinction to you that they're not all the oo sound, okay? Because as you can see, floor, you don't really hear the oo like in boo, okay? That's what I'm talking about.
Or flood.
Or flood, yeah, or flood, okay? And so I'm not really sure how, and I might have mispronounced it the way I should have said flood or AO. I think if I do letter per letter, it might be a little difficult for you to follow how to write it. I'm not sure about that. I just don't know, because what do y'all think?
I was thinking about that when you said blood, because I was like, that's not blue.
Right. And
Maybe just the oo sound for the vowels. You can spell out the F-L.
yeah, and then the oo. Because I did say that, and you're right. You're exactly right. Like blood, okay? It's not blued. It's blood, okay? So, but that's the theory rule. Anytime you see two O's like that next to each other, it's the AO.
That's the way we always write it.
That's how you're always going to write it,
That's how you write it.
regardless of how it sounds. That's the theory rule, and it's right there on page in your book. It was right there in front of you. Theory rule. And so when you go through your book, you can highlight your theory rules, because theory is theory, and when you leave this class and you go to court reporting school, guess what it's called? Theory. It is really theory. You're going to learn theory rules. There's a reason behind why you're writing what you're writing the way you're writing it. Okay? All we're learning in this class is the alphabet. So it's kind of like a pre-kinder to kinder. Okay? We're just learning the alphabet. So in theory class, they'll go into all sorts of reasons for what they do things. Okay? So, but I just don't want to confuse you when I'm pronouncing these things. I want you to know that it's the oo sound. It's the AO when we're going through this. Okay, let's practice the long A's, the oo's, the long O's, the oys, the e's. Well, I thought we were going to practice some, but I don't see where you're going to practice some here.
Right there. At the bottom. At the bottom.
Okay. Oh, just like that? Okay, well, let's practice the A. Okay, here we go. A, oo, o, oi, e, oo, I, oi. Okay, did y'all get that? Just by looking at that? Okay, well, let's do it one more time. Okay, they don't show you here how to spell it on your machine. It's all about sounds, how you hear it. Okay, hear what I'm saying. It's just vowels. It's long. It's just sounds. So I'm just gonna. You can't really look at that to see how you're gonna write it. You gotta hear it. Okay. Here we go. A, oo, o, oi, e, oo, I, oi. Now this is a real good example of what Linda was just talking about, those post-it notes. Okay, if you stopped and hesitated on any of these sounds right here and said, oh, well, how do you write A? Okay, if you did that, if you hesitated and you couldn't see it in your mind, it was A and I together, that's the long A sound, this is where you use your post-it notes. That means you do not have this concept down yet. It's a theory rule. The long sounds, the oo, if I said oo and you didn't write A-O, automatically, oo. Okay? That's when you want your post-it notes. This is what it's supposed to be. And then you just practice and practice. So the next time, next week, and I say, ooh, you just don't even think about it. Or A, okay? So those post-its will come in very, very handy. You do not want to hesitate. You do not think, oh, well, how do you do that? If you do that to yourself, you don't have it down yet, okay? It's just practice. That's all it is. It's practice. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, we're going to learn a new number now, and when you learn a new number, remember, look at your keyboard, okay? So, this is a long stretch here from the O to the number bar. It is going to be the number 0, okay? So, when you see it from now on, it's going to be called 0. And it's your middle finger, just kind of hit it together. Try it right now, hit the O at the same time as the number bar. And you're going to get a 0, okay? Make sure you're printing 0. It's coming up on your notes or it's coming up on your screen. The O in the number bar is 0. So let's practice that together. They must be done at the same time or you're going to get nothing, okay? Not 0, nothing. Okay, here we go. Ready? 0, 0, 0, home position. 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 Now look at these, anytime we learn a new number, you're going to see what's a 1-stroke, what's a 2-stroke. Remember, if it comes in succession, like 40, okay, that's going to be 1 stroke. 50, you can write in 1 stroke. But 60 is going to be in 2 strokes. 80 is going to be in 2 strokes. Okay? So let's practice our numbers here. Do not return to home position between strokes. Okay. We're doing everything we've always done. Here we go. Ready? 40. I'm not gonna say 0. You know, I've been saying 0. I'm not gonna, well, yes, I think I will. Maybe I'll say 4040. Let me do that, okay, since it's a new number.
So you want to type 40, 0,
And then 40, okay? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because when you do two-stroke numbers, you're going to do just exactly that. So I'm not going to dictate it that way. I'm going to dictate it as a number. Okay, I'm just going to say 40. Okay, you write it in one stroke. Okay, here we go. 40, home position. 50, home position. 60, home position. 80, home position. 50, home position. 40, home position. 60, home position. 80, home position. 50, home position. 40, home position. 60, home position. 80, home position. 50, home position. 48, home position. 58, home position. 86, home position. 80, home position. 50, home position. 68, home position. 88, home position. 85, home position. 58, home position. 86, home position. 68, home position. 84, home position. 45, home position. 44, home position. 80, home position. 40, home position. 55, home position. 86, home position. 84, home position. 65, home position. 46, home position, too fast. 40, home position. 48, home position. 65, home position. 86, home position. 85, home position. Did I say that too fast for y'all? Okay, if I'm going too fast, you know, I don't know, except at the very beginning, I knew I was going really, really fast. So, okay. All right, well, just practice that. Now, let's review 14 and 15. Okay? Now, this is kind of a good review since we did go very fast through the ends. Okay? So, see if you can write this without any hesitation. Okay? Remember, the N is TPH. Okay? TPH. Okay? And write it on a Post-it on your left hand. This is the initial N, TPH. And on the right hand, it is PB. Okay? PB. Okay? Write it on a Post-it. If you don't have it, you need to refer to it. Okay? The more you see it, the more you can see it, the easier this gets. Okay, here we go. Left hand, in. In, in, in. Home position. In, 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 home position. How'd y'all do?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I like it. Okay, let's do the PB now. Remember, from now on, it's not a PB, it's an N. On your right hand. Okay, here we go. N, home position. In, home position. In, home position. In, in, home position, 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 in, home position. Here's the short O. Ah, home position. 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 And remember, anytime it's a short vowel, it's only the letter, okay? If it's a short vowel, it's just the letter. A, E, I, okay? It's just the letter, okay? Here's the long O. Before I say too many times, Here we go. O. Thank you, Tanya. O, home position. 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 Okay, let's practice the number 0, okay? 0, 0, 0, home position. 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 How'd y'all do? Good? Good, okay. Because this is all new, okay? So it's hard when you're first learning these letters. Remember, whenever you learn something new, just do it over and over. Do each outline 10 times when you're at home. 10 times until you write it perfectly. It has to be perfect. That's what you're working for. Not kind of perfect. It has to be perfect when you're learning your theory. You know, get it to where it's perfect when you're practicing. Okay. We're gonna do each of these. I'm gonna dictate the individual letters and then the word. And then we'll do it twice. Okay? Here we go. Now, remember the ends they spelled out there for you, so if you want to cheat, you can kind of see how they did it there on that number 1. Okay? So, I'm going to say N, non. Okay? Here we go. N, N, non. Non. N-O-M, gnome. Gnome. N-E-N, nen. Nan. F-A-N, fan. Fan. N-A, nah. M-E-N, men. Men. M-O-N, moan. Moan. L-A-M, lamb. Lamb. K-A-J, cadge. Cadge. G-R-J, gauge. Gauge. H-O, ho. Ho. G-O-L, gold. Gold. G-E-N, geen. Geen. D-I-M, dime. Dime. K-I, kai. Kai. B-O-N, bone. Bone. H-R-B, hob. Hob. N-R-D, nod. Nod. H-R-F, half. Half. L-A-G, lag. Lag. O-E-O. O. J-A-G, jag. Jag. M-A-K, make. Make. J-A-L, gel. Gel. G-A-N, gen. Gen. 0, 0, 0, home position. 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 6, 6, 6, 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 home position. 4, 4, 4, 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 home position. 8, 8, 8, 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 home position. 5, 5, 5, home position. 5, 5, 5, home position. 5, 5, 5, home position. 5, 6, 8, home position. 6, 0, 4, home position. 4, 0, 0, home position. 5, 6, 8, home position. 6, 0, 4, home position. 4, 0, 0, home position. 8, 6, 4, home position. 0, 0, 8, home position. 5, 6, 4, home position. 4, 4, 0, home position. 0, 6, 8, home position. 5, 5, 4, home position. 8, 6, 5, home position. 4, 0, 8, home position. 6, 5, 4, home position. 0, 0, 8, home position. 5, 6, 4, home position. 6, 4, 5, home position. 40, home position. 50, home position. 60, home position. 80, home position. 46, home position. 48, home position. 45, home position. 44, home position. 84, home position. 86, home position. 88, home position. 85, home position. 44, home position. 55, home position. 66, home position. 88, home position. 46, home position. 56, home position. 64, home position. 84, home position. How'd y'all do? I kind of just repeated it and repeated and repeated, and then I quit. Okay. Okay. All right, let's write the words now. Okay. Here we go. A, I, M, aim. Aim. B, I, N, then. Then. B, A, N, ban. Ban. B, O, N, bone. Bone. K, O, N, cone. Cone. K, A, N, can. Can. K, A, J, cage. Cage. D, E, N, den. Den. D, E, N, den. Den. D, I, N, dine. Dine. F, A, N, fan. Fan. F, I, N, fin. Fin. F, O, N, phone. Phone. G, R, N, gone. Gone. G, U, D, good. Good. H-E-K, heck. Heck. H-E-M, hem. Hem. H-E-N, hen. Hen. H-R-G, hog. Hog. J-E-N, Jen. Jen. K-E-N, Ken. Ken. L-O-N, loan. Loan. L-O-N, loin. Loin. M-A-N, man. Man. M-A-N, men. Men. M-E-L, male. Male. N-E-K, Nick. Nick. N-A-G, nag. Nag. N-E-L, Neil. Neil. N-R-D, nod. Nod. Okay, when you go over this lesson and you do this at home, okay, you want to make sure that when you go, you read your notes, you look at your notes, okay, because you got to make sure you're writing the right thing, okay? You just got to make sure that you're not writing like men for man or men for men, okay? So it's very important that you do look at your notes. And remember, I told you I could tear your notes off and just study your notes. Just read your notes from your actual notes, from your theory. I mean, your steno. Read your steno, not the English. Read the steno, okay? Very important. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, if you notice one of those lessons, things didn't make sense. I mean, they were just like sounds, okay? They weren't really words. Well, remember I told y'all, you're going to write what you hear. You might not even know what they're talking about, but you're going to be writing sounds, okay? Just like they had them. Are they, Angelia?
My question was, when you're typing so much, what do you do when you're in court and you find that your hands are getting dry?
Did you say dry?
Dry.
That's what you said.
Yes.
Ah.
You don't have time to lather up and keep going. So
Well,
Dry. I like my hands to be dry. Because if not, they slide everywhere.
well, not sliding everywhere, but you know, it's like,
Are you saying like maybe stiff?
Tired? I mean, like,
no.
Because when my hands get cold, they seem to like they feel stiff when they're cold and they're not nice and warm, but they feel stiff.
I've got a little something for you. It'll help out a lot.
Okay.
It's a very cute product. I'll bring
Yeah,
you
Tanya has
some. I'll bring
something.
you some.
Okay. Because I'm not, yeah. I haven't experienced the dry, but I have experienced where my hands are cold. And lots of times I'll take a heater into the courtroom just so my hands stay warm. Okay? Because my hands have a tendency, to me, they feel like they're moving slower when they're cold. And so when they're warm, I can just write. And that's just me. But I haven't had them, well, they're dry, you know, but I haven't, or I've heard reporters say their hands get sweaty. And they don't want them sweaty because your fingers will slip. Okay? So you definitely don't want sweaty. And if you notice, some of your machines right now are going to have what they call steno keypads. Okay? A lot of reporters love the keypads. Some reporters who have fingernails, okay, they don't want to hear the sound, the click. Okay? Some reporters feel that if they have the pads on there, they won't slip. Their fingers tend to more grab on that pad than slip, like they're slick. But everybody's different, you know? Everybody's different on the touch. It's like a personal thing. Okay? Are there any other questions? Okay, I'm gonna, ooh, that is a sound we learned today, ooh, okay? We only have 5 minutes, and I feel like I spent a lot of time on maybe not our lesson, so I do have a guest speaker for our next class. but I might kind of make it a much shorter thing because I feel like I'm a little, I know I'm a little behind now because we are only on lesson 16? Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you. Because we only did 15 and 16 today, right? We only did 2 lessons? Oh, no. We had 14 and 15. Okay, we're going to start with 16, okay? Now, we only did 2 lessons today, okay? Which you've been doing 3, sometimes 4 lessons, okay? This is what I want you to do, okay? Because what I want you to do is do the practice on the 2 lessons that we did. But I want you to practice 16, this lesson 16, so that when you come to class next Thursday, it's going to be more of a review for you. Okay?
Pull a Matthew.
Yeah. Okay? In other words, we're behind in this class, but I don't want you behind. And so, kind of like when I was going really fast on the end, oh man, that's new. Okay, I would like you, the number 3 here, the final P, the initial P, the 7, I want you to do this. I want you to go over 14, 15, 16. Pick up 16 because I'm going to start on 16, but I'm going to treat it as a review for you. It's not going to be new. And remember, when you learn a letter, when you learn that number 3, look at your keyboard. Okay? When you learn the letter. So I want you to be advanced of what I'm going to be teaching you in class. Okay? It's the only way we'll get finished with the book. If there's any questions, Ms. Woodard's in the back. Any questions you have on your machines? Oh, any of you that came in late, I saw Angelia and I saw Rebecca. Yes. Okay, I'm going to mark y'all as here. Let's see, anybody else that came in late?
Me and James.
Okay, well, let me just call it Samantha Flores. She didn't come in, did she? Crystal and Laura didn't. Rebecca's here. Okay. Teresa didn't. Teresa Harris. Elizabeth Hills. Yeah, you're here, yes. Angelia's here. Diana Johnston's here. Anita Martinez. No. Marie Miller's not here. Alexia's not here. Katie's here.
Katie's here.
Okay. Kelly Stevens. No.
Yeah, Shank's here.
Anna Villanueva. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the birthday cards. And thank you Katie and James and Geneva for being our guest speakers. And thank you Tanya for the food again.
There's a lot more cake.
And thank you Linda for helping. Yeah, there's some cake up here if you want. Does anybody want cake?
Or there's a lot more cake.
There's a lot more cake. People have kids? Anybody have children at home?
I would like
I have children here.
Anybody have children at home or wants a cake? Please feel free to come and get some. Okay? And thank you, Diana Johnston, for getting our PowerPoint and all that going for us.
Hey Mary, do you mind sending me a group email about?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, so the people that are
Yeah.
here.
Every day is
Because I'll forget.
yes.
Boy, I get to go home and read all your cards. Thank you. Oh, so sweet. Good job, Katie.
Thank you. Do you want me to stop
Thanks for
this?
sharing.
I'm not the videographer.
Oh, I'm not either. Are we still on?
I don't. It is still on. Yes. Star.
James and I will take care of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's right.